Hey everyone, the Enneamentalist here, and today we're gonna talk about Enneagram Type 5. Type 5 is part of the Head Center together with 6 and 7. The Head Center is characterized by paranoia/fear, withdrawing, thinking, and intellectual traits. The self-idealized image of 5 is about being perceptive, observant, wise, intelligent, self-sufficient, investigative, concise, eccentric, private, logical, reserved, unexpressive, unemotional, different, detached, impersonal. To counter the fear of intrusion, emotional entanglements, contamination, obligations, surplus, being ignorant, engulfed, invaded, overwhelmed. Type 5s primarily use isolation to maintain a self-image of being wise, perceptive, and knowledgeable. Isolation provides 5s with the space needed to focus energy on gaining insight and mastering thoughts. While this strategy helps avoiding feeling overwhelmed by external demands, it can also lead to emotional detachment and challenges in forming deep connections with others. The main focus of Type 5 is about what's observable, what is known, and the speech style is characterized by systemizing, explaining, and theatrizing. 5s tend to be knowledgeable and wise. Body language wise, 5s tend to have penetrating eyes, but they can look like the eyes of an 8, especially when the 5 is focusing on studying someone or something of interest. There is a tendency of slight horizontal eye tuggling, signal of internal listening. Also, a 5 tend to project the neck laterally and then return in position in the middle with the internal listening. 5s tend to be quiet, intelligent, hidden, philosophical, aloof, cerebral, observing, like I can see you, you can see me, detached, probing, analytical to study others, and tend to like having a camouflaged attire. Fun fact, it's pretty common for 5s to desire invisibility. When dealing with a Type 5, remember of being independent, being straightforward, being warm but not gushy. Avoid being intrusive, come on too strong, or rush the 5. There are 3 instinctual subtypes of Type 5. 5. Self-preservation. When you first run into the Enneagram, typically you will find definition of 5 that point to this subtype. Is the stereotypical description of 5. 5 self-preservation are the true owners of the Enneagram. 5 self-preservation tend to be the most emotionally detached, socially avoidant, and introverted of the 3 Type 5 subtypes. A note, often the socially awkward 6 will think to be this type, especially if he or she is a 6 preservation socially awkward. Because remember, the 6s track behavior, so they're going to resonate with the description by looking at their behavior. Returning to 5 preservation, on the positive side, they tend to be self-reliant and independent. They tend to be capable of making new discoveries or introducing inventions or life-changing theories, etc. Often they become extremely knowledgeable in their line of work or field of interest. The 5 preservation often make great teachers, mathematicians, consultants, computer programmers, and scientists. When healthy, 5 preservation are concerned about eating well, getting adequate sleep, exercising regularly, paying bills on time, and basically keeping themselves well functioning. 5 self-preservation can be excellent at investing money and creating stability, security for themselves and loved ones. On the negative side, they tend to have inner tension between wanting to withdraw from life versus wanting to participate fully in life. They tend to avoid social contacts. As a result, they might feel alienated from others at times. They can feel overwhelmed by people's expectation, intrusiveness, neediness, questioning, demands, etc. They might withdraw into their lair because they easily feel drained by being around individuals too much. Underlying feelings of scarcity cause them to withdraw into privacy. They can be overly protective of their time, money, space, and energy output. They tend to retreat to the comfort and solitude of their home where they feel more safe and at ease. They might be minimalistic, getting by with the bare essentials: computer, Sudoku puzzles, a bookshelf full of books, etc. They often struggle in their relationships because they are so private, emotionally detached, and independent. They might have voyeuristic tendencies and or be sexually perverted, and at worst they might be eccentric, isolated weirdos who are prone to delusional, obsessive, paranoid thinking. 5 sexual. This is the most friendly, affable, and talkative of the 3 type 5 subtypes. We can resemble at times 4 because of emotional capacity. On the positive side, we tend to be good conversationalists and advice givers, similar to Jews but with a different energy. We like to know our partner's personal thoughts, feelings, and desires, and like sharing our own. We can be patient, understanding, curious, and great listeners, like 9s. We can be very open-hearted and merged with our partner at times, like 9s. We might express our feelings, especially when non-verbally, through our sensuality and sexuality. We enjoy sharing secrets with our partner and trusted allies, and we are excellent at keeping secrets as well. We often have a strong sex drive, which it can help us get involved in and stick with a relationship. Trust and privacy are big issues. We don't want our partner discussing relationships issues with others. On the negative side, there is an inner tension between wanting privacy a long time versus wanting intense, intimate connection with the partner. A sexual 5 might seek the ideal partner that doesn't recoil from the intensity of the sexual 5. We might disengage from the partner to be alone after an intense engagement, which can confuse the partner. We might have trouble expressing feelings that occur in the moment without having time to think about them. Sometimes we might unexpectedly leave disappear for long amount of time without giving a notice. If we feel misunderstood or rejected in any way, we can become quite emotionally distant, and at its worst, a sexual 5 can be voyeuristic, sexually perverted, kinky, and or isolate from society. Last but not least, 5 social, which is arguably the most intellectual of the 3 type 5 subtypes. On the positive side, they are often drawn to academia or science, but not always. They might become an expert in their field. They are usually good at debating, critiquing, analyzing, investigating, researching, conceptualizing, and so on. They often enjoy teaching, research, training, scholarship, sharing their knowledge and wisdom. They might like to go to seminars, conferences, and meetings in order to learn new knowledge and meet like-minded people. They might enjoy learning widely and broadly to understand what other experts in different fields have to say. They tend to be self-reliant and independent. On the negative side, there is an inner tension between wanting to connect with others versus wanting to withdraw to be alone. Like other fives, they might have difficulty with social chit-chat and small talk unless talking about their field. They can be haughty, intellectually arrogant, snobbish, and condescending towards inferior-minded people. Some 5 social might have difficulty adhering to mindless rules and regulations. They might be overly concerned about their social position. They might be overly concerned with credentials and judging people by their credentials, like titles, certificates, degrees, etc. More introverted social 5s can avoid group and organization altogether while still caring about their social status and how they are seen by society. At its worst, a social 5 can be antisocial, crackpots, propounding their provocative, even anarchistic views to others. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it informative, and if you haven't already, make sure to smash the subscribe button and to turn notification bell on to never miss any future educational video about the topic of reading people, and support me on Patreon. I will do my best.